Hey guys, we're back with George and the LTM 1110-5.1. Today we're going to be going over some of the behind the scenes work that you don't see every day and see what it actually takes to operate one of these machines.
So typically once we get to a job, when we know the load weight and what radius we'll be at, we'll come to our load chart, which we have many different options. For this purpose, we only have 25,000 pounds of counterweight. We'll be setting up on full outriggers, 26 by 27, 23. We're going off the 360 chart, and we'll find out, say we have a 30-foot radius and we know we need to pick 40,000 pounds. You know, we can go over here. This is our radius here. This is our how much we're telescoping out. This is our boom configurations. You have many options for these Liebherrs. Let's say we have 40,000 pounds at 30 feet. You know, we have various options we can choose from and still be plenty good in chart. We can go out through there and select one. Say if we needed to go over a building or go over something after we knew our radius and load, we would come to our range diagram and we figured out how much boom we need to get over an object, you know, the radius and the height of the building, showing our how much boom we have scoped out as well. Once we got that figured out, crane set up, we'd come in here, grab our Bluetooth out of the dash, we level our crane suspension up. Treating it just like a water bubble level. The dot is the high side. Once we got the suspension where we want it, we'll go ahead and lock it. We'll come over here, we'll lock our outrigger beams. We lock these beams so they don't slide out going down the highway, which isn't common, but it has happened. We will then run our outriggers out. We got our outriggers all the way out. And go ahead and pin the outriggers back off. Typically we'll be setting up on pontoons, but for this purpose, since we won't be lifting anything, we'll just be going through some functions. We'll just be sitting up on some polys. Go ahead and slide our pads out. Center up our polys. Like where they're at. Back to our outrigger screen. We'll run our jacks down. We'll just touch them all down at first. Switch the screen over to the other side. Do the same thing over here. So our pad back up. Lock the pins. Okay, get pressure on this side. Now once we got all weight on all the jacks, we will level up the crane until the tires are floating. Get the weight off the tires. We have an auto level button here. Let it do some of the work. So we see the crane is level and we like it. We'll take the Bluetooth, put it back in the crane. Take our strap off. Okay, now we will fire the crane up from the upper. Once we have got the crane leveled where we like it, we'll put the Bluetooth back in the lower, kill the lower, hop in the upper, fire the upper up, wait for the buttons to click. Once it's done clicking, we can go ahead and fire up. Here we have our load chart screen. Just a little breakdown of what it is. Here's our options for boom length and our options for radius. This right now we have 2 parts aligned, so we'll just leave it in 2 parts. We have 360 chart plugged in right now. Also, you can go over the rear, over the front. Within 10 degrees, 40, and then you have your different outrigger configurations, tire chart. And then here we have our counterweight configurations. Hanging on the back of the crane, we just got 7,900 pounds. So we'll keep it there normally, but I got a base weight. We'll show you how to pick it up, so we'll go ahead and change that. That total brings a total of 25,000. This is also boom here. We're just running main boom, so that'll be T. We'll go ahead, we can scope out. We'll run a couple sections out, so we're not actually picking anything up. Let's go run 109. And here we have our working screen. It's beeping at me, yelling at me because We got the crane tube locked right now in travel. But it basically just everything I will be looking at as I'm running the crane, watching, making sure I don't mess up. Got what you're good for here, how much weight you can pick up in this configuration, this radius. Got negative pressure on it because I have boom in the rack. This is our radius here and our boom angle. I'll watch this when somebody's flagging me in the blind. I'll typically watch that more. You know, they tell me I have 10 feet to go or so on. And here we have how much boom we have scoped out, which is none. It's 37.7 without anything scoped out. And this also tells us what configuration. These zeros will say 92 or 46. Here's our swing angle. Tells us that our house is locked. Here's our telescopical boom. So say we wanted to scope out with a load in a building, such as maybe an overhead crane or something, we would be able to, we know we could scope out with 32,000. Here's our tip height, as well as here's our outrigger configuration. We're at hundreds, 100% of each outrigger. And then this is showing us how much pressure we have on the ground right there. And it's in kips, so 18,000 pounds, 28, and so on. Here we have our winch, how much line we have out. And it'll change as I scope in, or a cable up and down. We have letting us know we're in rabbit high speed. I can change that on and off with my joystick over here, as well as up here. It tells us our load chart, what percentage we're in our load chart. And so as we pick up a load, it gets heavier. There'll be a green bar that comes across telling us, you know, we're getting closer to the end of our chart. Back here, I got both my joysticks. I got multiple functions. I got a horn. I got cruise control. If I want to lock cruise control, right here, my thumb shows me a plus symbol. Let me know that I'm in cruise control. Where I turn rabbit on and off. A thumper, as well as if I'm not sitting in the seat, I can hold this button down and control some of these functions. I also have two LCD screens down here at the bottom. This one's set up for swing and scoping. I can switch it to run other functions, blinkers, lights, regen the crane. I can also run boom lights that can follow the load. I can lock them in, move them by hand. Don't need those right now. Over here we have the boom up, boom down, also for winch 1, set up for winch 1, but we can also change that. We're holding down F4, and I now have a winch 2 over here, and then press that button again, and I can scope the crane out or in over here. Let's change that back though, because it's not necessary right now. Also, I can run my outriggers from up here, scope them in, out, scope my jacks up and down. And then up here, I have another set of buttons. Anything with a white line, I can, that's how you have to control it. You have to press the hand first, and then I can control these functions. These over here, I do not need the hand. So we're gonna unlock, we've got the house locked right now. We'll go ahead and unlock it. And we'll go ahead and boom her up, get her out of the rack, swinging this crane around. Put it back in rabbit. Do a little faster for us. So now it's telling me I am not tube locked anymore, so it won't yell at me or flash at me anymore. Here's the blue bar that tells me where I'm at in my load chart, what percentage I'm at. We have a thumper over here on my right hand side that lets me know I'm cabling down or up. Really useful if in the blind. I'm not sure, you won't be able to see it. This instance will keep it off. We can see everything. Let's pick up the counterweight. I'll swing this crane around to 3 degrees. If we have the crane in free swing, so our button's over here, we can get it close, hit our hand and our house lock button, and then we'll find the hole. Then up here, we can run our jacks down, our cylinders down. So as I'm holding this down, the cylinders are running down behind me, and once we get them all the way down, it's gonna give me a solid beep and stop flashing. Now we know that the cylinders are down. We're gonna unlock the house. Swing the crane back over to 0. Lock the house again. And now we run the jacks back up, or the cylinders back up. As we pick them up, the crane's gonna weigh them. See if I'm lying to it or not. I saw a beep. Counterweights are all the way picked up. We'll unlock the house. Alright, now that we got the counterweight picked up, we can go ahead and boom up to, go ahead and put it up to 78. We want to keep the crane boomed up about as high as possible. Of course, we can boom this crane up to 83 degrees. We don't need to exactly go that far. We want to keep the weight off those wear pads as much as possible. And we already picked out this load chart right here. We're going to run out 3 sections at 92%. We also have the options to run out 100% if we wanted to, or 46, but we're just going to go ahead with this for now, just for purpose. So it goes backwards. Section 6, scope out first, then 5, then 4. Then we can go over to here, press this button, go to our scope and screen, or if we wanted to, which I typically do, I'll watch it right here. But for this purpose, go here, and it shows you what we have picked. You can also do it manual if you wanted to, manual lock the pins or the scope and cylinder, but we'll just do it automatically. So we're going to idle this crane all the way up. Here's our RPMs right here. We're going to hit our cruise control button and come back over here and just push forward. As we're doing this, we'll watch our block to make sure we don't tube lock the crane, or don't drop the block on the deck. There it is, grabbing section 5, just unlocked. Now we are now scoping out section 5. Locking in. Now the cylinder is running back down and grabbing section 4. Over here shows us how much our scoping cylinder is scoped out at, and over here, so much shows us how much of each section is scoped out. And then also down here, up here, show us our other options as far as if we want to run the next section out and still have a load chart. Now that we have everything scoped out, it will give us this A exclamation, let us know that we are locked in and ready to go. And we can go back to our working screen. And like I said before, right here, as I'll show you, as we boom the crane down, our boom angle will change and our radius will change. Now that we're getting out there a little ways, you can see that our max load weight is changing. It's reducing. And get down there a ways. If you watch here as I cable up, it's showing that how much line I have out is changing. So as well as it's showing me arrows letting them know I'm cabling up. And as you can see out here, pretty laid out flat. We are not good very much. We don't have anything on the hook and we're almost at 50%. And you see as it changes, as we boom up, it's going to go back the opposite. We're going to be able to pick a lot more weight up. Be closer to the crane. Have a little more leverage. Starting to go down, getting a lower percentage of chart. As I'm doing this, I got my foot down here on the throttle, engaging the hydraulics. Hoping the hydraulic pumps out, getting a little bit of throttle. Makes things a little smoother. A little more throttle. Okay. This screen here, the working screen, as I'm going to be swinging around and watching. I'm going to be watching, make sure I stay within chart. You know, I don't want to go over 100% at any time. And I'm swinging the crane around. Let's say I'm on a job site. I'm flying in the blind. I'm booming up, booming down. Or I guess at any time, I need to be as smooth as possible. These joysticks here can be pretty sensitive. It doesn't take much. I barely move my hand, my right hand. And you can see I'm booming down already. The guys on the ground or the building, wherever they're at, they're trying to line up pins or an AC unit. You know, sometimes they may need just that 1/10 of a foot, or you know, they may need a half a foot in tight spots, or you know, around delicate things. They'd be as smooth and controlled as possible. Giving it a little throttle help smooth things out. Swinging around here, you know, I'm swinging around a little bit, but let's say we're at, there we go, 76 feet, 76.3. As we swing around over here, you know, I'm only moving a little bit, but out there, it's moving a lot. Smooth and controlled functions. We can make sure everybody on the ground is safe. Nobody gets hit with a overhead load or a moving object. You know, we don't want to, the goal is to not hurt anybody at the end of the day, get the job done, everybody's happy. Everything up and down. Let's say we're flying the bun. This is my thumper would come into play. Let's say I can't see the block. But I can see here on my screen that my winch is moving. And my thumper lets me know I'm moving. If we were out at a further radius and I could see it and they needed just a little bit, I can slow it down. Give it a little less pressure. Slower thumps lets me know it's moving slow. Say we were out there at 100 feet or so, it would be hard to tell for a minute or so. Right now, it's easy to tell we're close radius. I know that it's moving. Say we needed to swing just a little bit right or left. You know, like I said, here, close, right next to me, I can see that I'm moving. You know, out at far distances, it's harder for me to tell how much I moved. You know, they made me tell me swing 3 or 4 feet to your right, but in the cab, if I'm out far, I only got to move a hair, and I'll also be watching my my swing angle right here. You know, I'll easily get into this joystick, and so we can see we moved 0.2 of a foot or a degree. That make sure we don't go too far, hit something or somebody. Helps the guys line things up when we're going to setting in place. If I was flying in the blind, I might, you know, if I picked up an AC unit and we were swapping it out, I would remember my swing angle and then my radius, and then bring the old unit to the ground, and then as I'm flying up a new one, as I swing the crane around, I would smoothly swing the crane, boom it down or up wherever I needed to be. I would make it back to that swing angle and that radius. Just makes it easier on the guy flagging the crane. He doesn't have to give me as many functions, you know, less talk on the radio. Makes it less confusing for both of us. Makes things work smoother. Typically, a good crane operator will have some experience on the ground before they get some seat time, and then, you know, eventually once they get some seat time, you know, they get some practice and get certified. They then can become an operator. Having that ground experience helps with the running of the crane, you know, making sure, you know, if you're on the ground doing the rigging and then you come in the seat and you're watching the guys on the ground, you can know right from wrong. You know, as the guys are rigging things up, I can watch and make sure they got shackles turned right, things choked that need to be choked, or it's the right direction. It's you know, can we choke it here or basket? Is it going to render right? You can also watch tripping things up. Being able to, you know, see the operator do it from the ground helps you, teaches you to know how to be able to do it in the seat, and makes you feel more comfortable in the seat. So when I'm sitting up here, and it's not all the time that you have an experienced guy on the ground that you can, you know, always 100% count on them. And you mean, even at that, you still need to watch your ground guy and, you know, double check him as he needs to be double checking you. Just to make sure everybody's safe, nothing happens. It'll make you feel more comfortable. It'll make things go smoother at the end of the day or throughout the day. You want everything to be fluid as far as putting the crane together, or before that, you want everything, you know, as far as measuring the job, crane positioning, which is a big factor, because if you need to measure the crane, the radius, know what you need. Because if you set all this up, let's say we put pontoons down, all counterweight, maybe even swung jib, and you put it in the wrong spot, depending on the crane size, it could take a lot of time to break the crane back down if needed and move the crane. Being smooth, you know, is not just as important in the crane, you know, just as it is with everybody, the whole aspect of the job. You know, everything's got to work together to make things go at a productive pace, and cranes can be expensive, and you know, customers looking for guys to come in there, get the job done at a reasonable pace that's safe and smooth, no hiccups. You know, they don't want to, as much as, you know, nobody wants nothing to get tore up. You know, they want it fluid. They want everything to go as it should, you know.